Hi, this is JRay, and welcome to 5 Minute Beat. This show is only possible with your help, so in the coming weeks, support us, and our job is to give something back. I'd like to keep you informed about what's going on in your own backyards and neighborhoods. Buffalo has long been overlooked in talent for over the years, but there's been many who've left marks for others to follow in, positive marks. Once known as one of the hardest working men in the Western New York area, the very dynamic Mr. Lance Diamond. Lance,
what's happening, buddy?
Welcome to the show, buddy.
It's my pleasure, man.
Oh, get things started. First things first. How long have you been performing?
Professionally, about 20 years, JRay.
Good, good. Oh, and you like open the door for a lot of minorities going and expanding in Western New York, like at a lot of the area clubs. Can you give us a little briefing on that?
Well, you know, when I first started, it was really interesting because I started with the New Breed.
I remember them well.
Yeah, and Security.
That's
James
right.
Hunt,
Yeah, that's right. Right.
You know, and that was an experience for me because they were talented young musicians, and James Hunt was always an excellent singer, and it was a great opportunity for me in starting my career.
I know you missed those days too.
Yeah, I do, man. I think about it. You know what I mean?
For young entertainers coming out now, and what would you suggest to them to do in positive moves to get started?
Well, you know, as I've been in the business for almost, like I said, about 20 years professionally, as I look back, I realize that one of the best things that anybody, young musician, could have is knowledge. With wisdom and knowledge, you can't go wrong.
That's right.
You know what I
You
mean?
gain.
You can if you take the time to learn to read music, to be able to write music, to get a chance to go in the studio and learn how things work, it can help a young musician. Because when we first started, not that you started when I started, because I know I've been around for a while, but when we started, there was no places for us to go to learn the trick. It was like on the job training.
On the job training.
Nobody would ever tell us if we were doing something right, because a lot of places didn't want us there anyway. You know what I mean? So for any young musician today, or entertainer, I'd say get as much knowledge, because, you know, like they say, with wisdom comes the knowledge.
That's right.
You know.
That's right. I'd like to talk briefly about your awards. Mannequin throws an award ceremony every year, and I think you've been on that list as top entertainer in this area for how many years?
Well, it's been I've won Entertainer of the Year and Frontman of the Year, male vocalist for 3 years in a row now, and that's an honor, and it not only is it an honor for me, but it humbles me to think that you're recognized by your peers or by people who come to see you, you know, and support you. And so that it's a real pleasure for me.
Are there any blues giants that you followed behind, maybe like B.B. King, Bobby Blues, Glenn, with your particular style show?
Not so much blues. As a young man, my uncle was a balladeer, like Nat King Cole. He used to sing pretty ballads, you know, Mona Lisa and songs like that. And I've always known that blues was our roots, and other people have came and used those roots to further their own careers, you know. But I've always enjoyed B.B. King, like you said, you know, James Brown, Otis Redding, and I mean that's blues.
That's right.
In its context too, you know.
The deal. Speaking on that, with Warner Brothers, that you had the pleasure of working with the Goo Goo Dolls that got you attached. Could you tell us something about that briefly?
Well, that's a real experience for me too, because it gave me such a real big cross section. The Goo Goo Dolls are a rock thrash group who just got a major deal with Warner Brothers. I've been very fortunate to have been on 2 of their CDs. All right. And in
fact, we probably be hearing some of that on the soundtrack.
Well, it's really kind of nice when you get calls from various places around the country and letters from places around the country, people saying that, you know, they hear your work, you know, it sounds good, keep up the good work, you know. Right. And for me, it gives me such a great cross section now, because the Goo Goo Dolls, like I said, are a rock band, and I've always had my roots in rhythm and blues, you know.
What you like to be remembered as, Lance? In this area?
I don't know about being remembered as. I don't plan on going anywhere. So I mean, you know, the point of it is that as someone who saw something, had an idea of what they wanted to do, and strived to be the best of what they could be. You know, there's a lot of talent out here, and just to be recognized as someone in the business is a real honor, and it's really humbling to me when you go around the streets of your city where you're known and people say hello and great show last night or good show last night. So it's just as someone who worked hard at what they believed in and tried to do.
Well, you have worked hard, and best of luck and thanks
Well,
and I wish we had more time.
Well, I want to thank you very much for bringing me on your show, man.
I'm glad.
You're natural. You know that, don't you?
I wish I was. We'd like to thank Lance Diamond for stopping in here on 5 Minutes Beat. Until next time, peace.